that's what...
But if everybody were to speak up and speak out, just like we would have had him, but because they made phone calls to people, the night before and the, 2 days before, and had them so scared, like you said, Marlene was so afraid she sent herself to the hospital, of saying anything, then they choked up and wouldn't really speak in court, and I didn't want to force them because I understood their fear.
Yeah, so it's a terrible situation.
Yeah, but the abuse cannot be allowed to continue. I mean, these people are so abusive. It's ridiculous. No human being should be treated the way they were treated.
We're here at the tolerable place. Our first meeting here, they said we were going to go on field trips and stuff and do stuff when we've never done anything.
And just like the front area, we used to do everybody's birthday because I used to buy them cakes and I used to make them a dinner, and we would have a Friday night movie nights. Remember all the activities? I was doing all that stuff. And Steve complaining and fussing and made everybody so comfortable. Nobody even sits out there and has coffee anymore. That whole big old room is never used anymore. Why? Because he might have to sweep a floor. That's your job.
Well, where'd that furniture come from? It looks like it's all crap. Furniture in that community center? Is that their furniture?
The 2 chairs were originally theirs, and the table. The rest of the stuff is the stuff that got donated, including the piano.
Because like that, one of the chairs is all black from something terrible. I don't know what. My mom's coming here in September. I'm embarrassed to bring. I've been able to not get her to see this place 2 times, but this time I don't think I'm gonna get away with it.
Yeah, it's filthy, and that stuff is supposed to be upkept. And then they make it so where nobody even goes, everybody stays confined to their rooms like prisons because they don't want to run into Susan and Steve and have to listen to their mouth and all that. They don't go out in the front room anymore and watch TV or movies or do any activities because they complain so much about every little thing anybody does. Everybody stays cooped up and locked up in their apartments like cages. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. That was not the way it's designed. And that's not the way that they're palming it off to the public of how we live here and how things go here. And it's like, no, that's a lie.
Yeah, I don't even attempt to go to the community center until after 3:30. After 3:30, I know I won't get harassed, so it's great.
Do you ever notice the very strong smell of cigarettes and marijuana in here?
Oh, yeah. And it's from the same thing that happens here. With the draft from the door open here.
Yes, but there's only 2 apartments in this building, and I don't smoke anything. I can't. I'm asthmatic.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I have respiratory problems because of the mold. I wasn't before it, but I have severe respiratory problems now.
Well, Steve's not smart enough to know that when people open the door, it draws out of his apartment. So if he's going to smoke, he's got to smoke, and because these doors aren't even sealed.
But they had, I think was it the tenant that was in your apartment? If not, the one next door to yours. They had him put out of the building. He had a medical, the guy was in a wheelchair, his name was Mark. He had a medical marijuana, what do you call it, the card?
Yeah.
And they put him out of the building because this is a federal subsidized building. So even though it's legal in the state of California, because this is a federal subsidized building, you can't smoke anywhere on the premises. We're not even supposed to smoke in, no, I mean not we because I don't smoke, but people aren't even supposed to smoke in their apartments, let alone, and absolutely no marijuana, period. That's grounds to get you kicked out of the place. Yet every day after he gets off of work, all he does is sit up in there and get high and smoke in the building. And the whole hallway and areas, public areas that the other tenants have to frequent because we have to get our mail, we have to come in and out of this building. And I live in this building, and I have to breathe in his smoke and his marijuana smoke every single day. And it's like, how hypocritical is that? And it's against the law, both federal and state.
Well, I agree. That's one of the things why I'm worried about taking my mom, because, you're going to go in there, it smells like, it smells pretty bad. My hallway here smells bad, too, though, by the way. So I'm used to it. But it's because of...
And he's supposed to be enforcing that they're not supposed to be smoking in the building, not even in the apartments. But he doesn't enforce it because he's in there smoking with them and they're giving him weed and stuff, so he lets them get away with it. But it's not supposed to be in either building. I can show you in the rules of this building. There's no smoking, not even in your apartments.
Oh, well, I know that. it's HUD housing rules. But yeah, it's terrible. He's not smart enough to know the draw of the door opening.
And the thing with Mark is, the end of the story I heard was Steve got pissed because he used to go over there and smoke weed, and the guy got tired of him mooching.
Oh.
You know, and so he wouldn't give him any, so then he reported him.
Well, that makes sense, and then you know, it definitely makes sense that Steve's friend of that gal that sells everything too. That's probably where he gets his.
I don't doubt it. You know, just like one of the things that kept turning up missing was my medicine here. And I had to go a whole month because I just got all my prescriptions filled and my seizure medicine, everything. And it was still in the white bag. I hadn't even taken it out the white bag, and I had to leave for a few minutes and come right back. And the whole bag was gone.
Your medicine?
Uh-huh. And so you know how they won't refill your medical won't cover the expenses. And
yeah.
the seizure medicine is like $300 a bottle. And then they also, anything like pain medicines and things, they're like, well, how do we know you're not taking it? You just want extra. And it's like, I'm not that kind of patient. I'm the patient that you have to force to take this crap. But by law, they can't refill the prescriptions. So I had to go an entire month without any of my medications because it was taken out of my locked apartment.
Oh, that's crazy. That's attempted murder.
No, what is my brakes my brake cable has been unscrewed, and my brakes wasn't working in the middle of all this crazy snow we had, and I took it to the mechanic, and the mechanic says your brakes are perfect. And then he crawls up underneath the vehicle and goes, your cables were unscrewed.
Well, that's crazy.
And then another time in my water thing just recently, and I have photos and videos, something was poured into my water filter that I have in my kitchen for my water, and you could see it's something really bad just by the way it reacted with the water and stuff while I wasn't home, you know. And it's like every time I leave here, he's in my place and in my stuff, to where I've got literally chains and padlocks on my closet doors and stuff. I could show you the pictures of the crap that goes on over here. It's ridiculous.
Did you get one of those security camcorders yet?
I've been trying, but see, one of the issues is the small items are what keeps disappearing. So to get one of those, it's like the ones that are like in clocks and clock radios and all those small things.
Yeah.
You just pick up and walk off with it, and I'm out of several $100s trying to catch him in the act, when the items you could just pick up and walk off with. And since the small items that are disappearing, that's very highly likely to happen without him even knowing what it was he took.
Oh, you think he's pawning stuff?
I don't know. I just know anything small enough to pick up and walk away with. Phones, small electronics. My son had like a game thing that he got from his dad, a Nintendo thing. That little thing fit the palm of your hands, not that much bigger than a cell phone. And it was like $500. It disappeared, you know, just several things like that.
Oh, one of those Game Boys?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I bought one for my nephew. Those are nice and expensive, too.
Yeah, they're nice and expensive. His daddy got it for him. He didn't even have it 6 months. Deleting my computers and damaging my computer equipment because they know I'm putting files and photos and videos up online about the crap that's here. That's why I wish you had... do you have a computer or laptop? Because I know you said you're not tech savvy. You don't do the technology stuff.
I have a computer. I basically watch YouTube.
Because I was going to say, I can show you what all the pictures and stuff, because they're online, of what's been going on here and what I've been posting. And they're monitoring my things online, because every time I say something the next day, they're doing something in response to what I just said online. And I'm fine with that, because also federal agencies and people are looking at what I've been posting too.
Well, is there a website?
Abilities is the name of the group.
People with disabilities.
Yes. Let me make sure that's exactly how it's written. And it's a Facebook group. And it's got a lot of stuff posted. And every time they do something, I started posting it every single time. And so they've kind of backed off of me, because they know that I'm letting people know what's going on. And what's more, I'm filing criminal stuff. Putting stuff in my water, we're going to find out, have it tested and find out what the hell it was they put in there. because that's attempted murder. Attempted murder is screwing my brake cables.
Well, yeah.
You know, and it's documented and it's been reported. You should see their face. You reported it to police? Hell yes, I reported it to the police. You know, and I'm going to report every damn thing you guys do to the police and keep reporting it. And not just to the police. I went to the FBI. Screw that.
Well, I wonder if all this Heinzel stuff was intentional to get people to complain. Because, I mean, it was really stinky. You take about an afternoon to even for the gas to go away with the windows open.
Well, it wouldn't have been done intentionally for them to complain because they don't want people to complain, but it could have been done intentionally as just a nasty, like a slap in the face, just to be mean to you guys.
Yeah, because, I mean, no one cares if we complain.
Yeah, and they know that. And the more that this kind of crap is happening and nobody's doing it, it more empowered. Just like when we went to court to try to get the restraining order because he's been in my apartment so much and coming in at night when I'm even in here. And someone else was in here with me when the door opened. And then when he heard us, he shut the door real close. Well, the front doors take a minute to open because they're on those electric, those electric security doors. Nobody opened that door. That door did not open at all. So whoever tried to open this door in here was in the building with us.
Well, you sure it wasn't that maid girl?
Extra keys to anybody's apartment is Steve.
Okay.
At each apartment, 2 keys were made for, and they cannot be copied. Steve is the only person who has the master keys. Yeah, it's people with disabilities.
Okay.
Facebook/groups/people with disabilities.
So Facebook/group/people with disabilities.
Groups with the S.
Okay.
Groups/people with disabilities. And I have P, W, and D capitalized, but I don't think it matters.
Okay.
And it has all the photos and videos that I've been uploading and putting online. And so they can't lie and cover up this mess anymore. And everything they do, including the illegal entries. Matter of fact, there's a bunch of photos of my door being pried open and a hole put all the way through my door so they can unlock my door because I put an outdoor lock on my bedroom so they couldn't come in. And so they put a hole all the way through my door to unlock it so they can come in my room and mess with stuff.
Well, that's one of their rules. They have to have entry.
Nope. That was illegal entry. Because if they needed to come in, all they had to do is call me and do it the right way. They snuck in here when I wasn't home.
Stuff just, it's going to give me nightmares. So I just want to get it over with. So we can just do it, and if you like it, fine. And if you don't like it, then we'll just try again later. I can just clean my clock. It's the stuff. When you live it every day, it can wear on you.
Tell me about it. And I've been here a lot longer than you, and it is. And that's another thing that needs to be brought out is home is supposed to be sanctuary. The home, when you go home, that's where you're supposed to be able to go to escape all the stresses and troubles of the world. When the majority of the stress is here, where we're supposed to call home, and so that's exceptionally difficult. As if we don't have enough to deal with our health and feeling bad and all the medical stuff we got to go through. We got to deal with that on top of it. And that's one of the stresses, things that we need to really bring out too.
Yeah, because that's why I thought you're just going to record it so you can see if any of the stuff makes sense and then edit it.
You're making excellent sense. You're doing great. And if we stick towards the questions, because I will ask them in the same order I read them to you in. And then we'll just expound on each one. But they're like bullet points.
Well, do you want me to tell you how I got disabled?
Are you comfortable with that?
Well, I don't have any problems talking about it. I talked to front of the Board of Commissioners and the Board of Gardnerville every year about being brain injured. And then brain injury, I have a show on. I sent to 120 rehab centers about brain injury, so I won't expand about it, but I'll tell people about it because the worst thing about it is you lose your control, and it kind of goes into your being disabled thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many brain injury people are in this building, to be honest. I thought it was supposed to be a brain injury housing initially, and then it seems like there's people with other challenges.
Well, me, you, and Doug are the only ones who have seizures, I think. I don't know, because I don't know anything about the new people. There's 5 new, as people die, they replace their rooms. So there's 5 new tenants that I don't know anything about.
I have seizures. Why you didn't include me?
No, I said me, you, and Doug.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know about the other people because I really haven't met the new tenants. There's like 5 new apartments or 4 new apartments that have been filled because the people died. And I don't know anything about the new people.
Yeah, I don't either.
It might sound terrible, but I'm not trying to get to know new people at all. It's hard to see people that you've lived with and have been your friends for years dying one right after another. And I just don't want to get close to anybody else. I've just been decided to keep my distance. So I have made no attempts to get to know or be friendly, other than good morning and hello and goodbye with any of the new people.
Surveillance cameras to know this stuff.
They were supposed to put them in 2 years ago and never did.
We don't have surveillance cameras?
No, and they were supposed to put those in 2 years ago.
With all this crime here, there's no surveillance cameras?
Nope.
I need my back covered. I thought we had them, so I kind of felt like sometimes I'm safe. You're saying I'm not safe at all.
I think Steve and them had a lot to do with it because they'd be the main ones getting caught, their own people.
Oh, man, because I just thought
Nope. They were supposed to put those in 2 years ago. No, actually 3 years ago. Let me take that back.
Because Tahoe Senior Plaza had to put them in, and they put in a cheap system, but they had, like, right where Suzanne sits is Sheila, and Sheila has 4 monitors behind her, so she can at least see the hallways and things. So I thought
they were supposed to put them in 3 years ago. It wasn't 2, it was 3 years ago, and they still never did it.
Is that from HUD?
Back then it was. I don't know what the deal is now because they keep changing the story and lying so much about stuff. Who knows what's going on? But they were supposed to put in surveillance cameras 3 years ago because there were so many complaints by the tenants, especially about illegal entries in their apartments.
Well, yeah, it's crazy.
And to my knowledge, they were given the funds to do it, but they never followed through with it. And there's a few other things that they were supposed to have been funded to do that never happened. So where does that go? But,
Okay. Well, actually, on your radio show, I keep on coming up with stuff like this. Is that going to be off topic? You're going to turn me back to topic?
No, that was the reason why I wanted to do it this way, where it's just me and you and it's not other callers. That way you can have the freedom to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, I'm bouncing around, but with my brain injury with stuff, it's my headache. I have to get it out while I forget it.